funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marco Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
The Supreme Court is backing President Donald Trump's efforts to restrict mail-in voting. Thank you for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Yesterday's Supreme Court ruling lifted the injunction on President Trump's executive order restricting mail-in ballots. As KPBS reporter Alexander Nguyen explains, it may not result in any changes for the midterm elections, but it's throwing uncertainty into voting habits used by many San Diegans all over the county.
I think it disenfranchised the whole nation.
Like many San Diegans, Robert Carroll voted by mail in the June primary election. He disagrees with the Supreme Court's latest decision.
I think it's a way to control the total of the vote, which is mail-in voting usually represents the middle class mostly.
That's the sentiment of many of the voters we talked to at the Malcolm X Library in Valencia Park. In March, President Donald Trump signed an executive order restricting mail-in ballots. 23 states, including California, sued. Yesterday, the Supreme Court lifted the injunction, saying it was too early for the states to sue because the order hasn't been implemented yet. Trump has railed against mail-in ballots since losing the 2020 election, claiming voter fraud. Stephen Goggin is a political science professor at San Diego State University.
Voter fraud via mail or other means are exceedingly rare.
He says the ruling creates uncertainty about the method most San Diegans use to vote.
Some of the misunderstanding regarding this is it's not just about voters necessarily mailing the ballots back. If those don't go out, then people have to figure out how to vote in person, right, or get ballots via alternative means.
Californians overwhelmingly vote by mail. In the last election, the number was nearly 90%. Here in San Diego, it was 92%.
There are still these other court challenges in other courts right around the nation that are being made. And so we don't have a final word yet on what this means for mail-in balloting.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta has vowed to file another lawsuit blocking Trump's order. In a statement, he says, "We will continue to use every legal tool at our disposal to fight back against unlawful federal overreach whenever it occurs." Secretary of State Shirley Weber says California's elections rule remains in place while legal challenges continue. Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
Recent policy changes from the Pentagon show senior leadership is prioritizing grooming standards, especially when it comes to shaving. KPBS military reporter Andrew Dyer says new shaving rules disproportionately threaten the careers of black men in uniform.
New Pentagon rules are targeting troops with shaving waivers, sometimes called shave profiles. Since the 1980s, most men in uniform have been required to be clean-shaven. That means a close shave every morning. But for a lot of men, that's just not possible. Multiple studies have shown a condition called pseudofolliculitis barbae, or PFB, can affect up to 80% of black people. Dr. Swati Kannan is a dermatologist at UC San Diego.
Pseudofolliculitis barbae, PFB, is actually a very common condition.
The condition affects people with coarse and curly facial hair. After shaving, their hair regrows into their skin. Dr. Cannon's concerned service members could harm themselves by shaving just to stay in the military. That could have long-term consequences.
It can cause severe disfigurement, scarring, sometimes keloidal scarring that requires surgery to remove, and it can be pretty not only cosmetically disfiguring, but can also be symptomatic and painful. And so in that patient population, it's a huge deal.
Service members with the condition can be exempted from shaving every day. A 2023 Air Force study found 65% of people with shaving profiles were black. It's a sweltering summer afternoon at the Cutting Edge Barbershop on El Cajon Boulevard. Owner Tony Ganaway invites me in to enjoy the air conditioning. He's familiar with military grooming standards. He's cut hair up and down the ranks.
Throughout the years, I've cut so many military clients that if you are an E5 and under, I sometimes know your job better than yourself.
Ganaway's been a licensed barber for almost 20 years and owned his own shop since 2013. He's also black. He says he doesn't shave because if he did, he'd also struggle with PFB.
You know, for people that do not have those issues, they don't know what it feels like to have your face feel like it's on fire, it's itching. You know, it's when it's at its worst, it's almost like a cat just gnawing at your skin at all times, and it's something that makes it even hard to even focus.
So what's behind the changes at the Pentagon? An August 2025 memo instructs leaders to start kicking out anyone with a shave profile that lasts longer than 12 months. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth brought it up during his speech to military leaders in September.
The era of unprofessional appearance is over. No more beardos. The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done.
This summer, there's been renewed emphasis on the issue. Each branch is out with its own policies on the shaving waivers. Troops are to undergo treatment in 3-month blocks if issued an exemption. If they're unable to shave daily after 12 months, commanders are to process them for administrative separation. The waivers aren't uncommon across the military for black men.
It's not an unusual thing. When I was on active duty, we always would have Marines who had shave waivers.
Attorney Bob Muth was a judge advocate general in the Marines, a military lawyer. Today, he's a law professor and the vice dean at the University of San Diego School of Law.
I think what's unusual about this is the severity or importance of this just seems minimal. Clearly, there will be a severe disparate impact on African American service members. They make up the vast majority of shave waivers.
Dr. Cannon says the military's treatment plan is flawed. There's no cure for PFB.
It's not a problem, with hygiene, or it's not a problem with medications. It's really a biology problem. So the biology is curly hair that re-enters the skin because of shaving. The cure is to not shave. So that really is the solution to PFB.
Ganaway, the barber, says there are things to do to minimize the effects, like using hot towels and never shaving hair down to the skin.
First thing I recommend for a person with sensitive skin that has to shave is using only the trimmers, getting close down to the skin, as well as using what's called a shaver and not a razor.
Mew thinks a legal challenge based on racial discrimination is unlikely to be successful. He envisions a more subtle solution.
I think what you'll see is a lot of service members trying to do everything they can to kind of stall the process. And it's also possible that a different secretary will come along who will have a different view on the importance of beards. It seems like this is something that's uniquely important to Secretary Hegseth.
Pentagon leadership might be aware of this. Just this month, it ordered Navy commanders to submit monthly reports on each person with a shaving waiver. Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.
I'm Ariella Scalise, and coming up tonight, only down to the lower 70s under a partly cloudy sky. The humidity stays elevated as we continue to track the heat, even peaking through the middle of the week. But we are tracking a cool down. I'll let you know when that arrives. Coming up.
Well, fire crews have gained ground battling blazes in Nevada. The fire just outside of Reno was 27% contained as of Monday afternoon, according to officials. But the fire, which has scorched some 15,000 acres since starting over the weekend, still poses a major threat for residents and continued challenges for firefighters. Mayor Bill Gonzalez has the latest.
Jesse Taylor's childhood home in Reno, Nevada is somehow still standing.
Everybody that I know their house has stayed up, but there's a lot of houses that have been lost out here, a ton, and it's super depressing.
Taylor says the flames from the Hawk Fire came down Peavine Mountain, a peak seen across the Reno skyline. After skimming his parents' fence and a shed on their property, the blaze circled to another part of the neighborhood, burning homes as it spread.
There's so much loss out here, and I feel so bad for everybody.
Tens of thousands of people have been urged to evacuate the Reno area. At a convention hall, cots line the walls for displaced residents.
I actually didn't get the order. I left to go to the store, and as I was coming back, they had everything blocked. So I don't have my purse. I don't have anything with me.
Firefighters have made progress. Authorities said there was no new fire growth as of Monday afternoon, and evacuation orders for thousands were downgraded, allowing some people to return home.
It's just rebuild and try to take the best of it as you can.
Still, firefighters continue to battle flames ahead of gusty weather conditions that could make things worse. This, as authorities say they believe the fire that started Saturday was human-caused, but haven't said how it started or whether it was set intentionally.
It's still under investigation, but we will turn over every rock to find whoever is responsible for this.
Maribel Gonzalez, KPBS News.
The world's ocean temperatures simmered to their hottest on record over the weekend. Temperatures hit over 21 degrees Celsius or 70 degrees Fahrenheit on Friday and Saturday. They're likely to warm even further in the next few months. This is due to a large El Nino developing in the Pacific as well as human-caused climate change. When the ocean warms, it becomes more acidic and carries less oxygen. This hurts wildlife and food industries that rely on the ocean.
Corals, as well as most marine organisms, get incredibly stressed when the water environment is too hot for them. It also leads to fish mortality because a warmer ocean carries less nutrients and less oxygen. It changes our circulation, upwelling gets less intense, and we see changes in things like harmful algal blooms that impacts shellfish in particular in a warmer ocean.
And El Nino is still growing, and it's expected to reach unprecedented levels at its peak. In preparation, the city of San Diego is urging residents in high flood risk areas to report backed up storm channels on the Get It Done app. San Diego city golf courses are in the spotlight. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen says the city council is responding to a recent audit.
San Diego owns 11 golf courses, and 8 of them are leased to private operators. Auditors found many of those leases are in holdover status. That means the city is likely charging less than fair market value for the use of its property. Auditors also found the city hasn't been inspecting its leased golf courses regularly, and that raises the risk of the properties degrading and losing value. Councilmember Vivian Moreno says the problem of expired leases is not isolated to just golf courses.
Around 25% of the city's leases are in holdovers, meaning we're leaving potential revenue on the table that could help fund critical services that our residents rely on, like arts and culture, libraries, and parks.
The 3 golf courses operated in-house by city employees are Torrey Pines, Mission Bay, and Balboa Park. These properties aren't the subject of the audit, but auditors note they produce more revenue for the city on average than the golf courses that have been outsourced to private operators. Councilmember Sean Ela Rivera said, in particular, Fairbanks Ranch Country Club was getting a sweetheart deal on its lease. It was last renegotiated by former Mayor Kevin Faulkner in 2016.
Rich people's golf rounds are being subsidized at a $25,000 per year country club, while their rec center hours are being slashed and they're being asked to pay more.
The city's Economic Development Department agreed to implement all of the audit's recommendations. They include renegotiating the golf course leases, conducting more regular inspections, and exercising more oversight of the operators. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
I'm Amna Nawaz. Tonight on the News Hour, we speak with Canada's trade minister about the growing trade war with the U.S. That's coming up at 7 after Evening Edition on KPBS.
The U.S. and Canada seem to be locked in an escalating battle over trade and tariffs with no sign of tensions diffusing anytime soon. Canada today announced new tariffs intended to match those imposed by the U.S. over the weekend. Maddie Gannon has the latest.
Rhetoric between the U.S. and Canada over this bubbling trade war has rapidly accelerated over the last 24 hours, and it appears the back and forth in jabs and tariffs is just getting started. President Donald Trump escalated his criticisms with a series of posts on Truth Social Tuesday morning. That started with a post of Trump saying that the U.S. was seriously considering seeking to rename Lake Ontario Lake America, followed by a map with the name change. Trump went on to call Canada the most difficult and unreasonable country to work with and accused it of ripping off the U.S. for decades. That's despite his administration working out a new trade deal between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico during Trump's first term. In response, the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, accused Trump Tuesday of wanting to hurt Americans with new tariffs on Canada.
President Trump needs to take a couple pages out of Ronald Reagan's book that was dead against tariffs. It just hurts any country when you put tariffs on Canada, especially your #1 customer in the entire world.
Canada is one of America's top trading partners, but the latest trade war was sparked when talks over tariffs fell apart late last week. As a result, the U.S. allowed new 50% tariffs on about $20 billion worth of Canadian goods to take effect. Trump is now also threatening new 50% tariffs on Canadian trucks, cars, and more in the new year. For Canada's part, officials Tuesday unveiled new dollar-for-dollar tariffs against the U.S. set to take effect September 8th in response. The tariffs range from 15% to 50% and target over 700 American goods. At the White House, I'm Maddie Gannon.
Governor Gavin Newsom is on the move before he sets his sights on the White House. He's selling his mansion in Fair Oaks near Sacramento for a whopping $7.5 million. Steve Large reports it's a record high price for that area.
Governor Gavin Newsom is saying goodbye to his sprawling 12,000 square foot Fair Oaks home. Photos show the spectacular interior, including a 5,000 bottle wine cellar that doubles as a library.
I know their dog escaped one time and their daughter went to find it, and one of our neighbors walked them back to the house.
Neighbor Sandy Dunbar saved a letter the governor wrote her that includes a handwritten apology for protesters who showed up on their block.
Hard to read his writing. I am so sorry about all the disruption I have brought to the neighborhood. All my best, Gavin.
That's a memento that you could pass down and keep in the family for generations, right?
Sure, yeah.
This is definitely flirting with the very top of the housing market in the region.
Real estate appraiser Ryan Lundquist is watching to see how many possible buyers will try and meet the asking price for the Newsom home. The Newsoms bought it for a Fair Oaks record $3.9 million in 2018. That record still stands as it now hits the market for $7.5 million.
This is outlier territory. Very few people compete at this level.
Newsom's home sale and move out of Sacramento sets up the revolving residence question for the next California governor. Where will they live?
Remarkably, California does not provide its governor with a residence.
Rob Stutzman worked for Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. Neither Schwarzenegger nor Jerry Brown owned homes in Sacramento. Schwarzenegger famously rented the top floor of the Hyatt Regency Hotel, while Brown rented an apartment in Midtown Sacramento before renovating and briefly moving into the historic governor's mansion downtown.
The problem is no one wants to be the governor that comes in and says, hey, taxpayers, buy me a house to live in. And so it's become a bit of a political difficult question.
Sandy Dunbar hopes whoever the next governor is, they might consider making this their home too.
Has a tennis court, has swimming pool, great neighbors, awesome neighbors, I have to say.
The world lost a cultural icon today. Singer, actress, philanthropist, and theme park owner. It's really hard to put a label on Dolly Parton. Beloved by millions, the queen of country music built a well-earned reputation of staying true to her roots and always relatable. Elizabeth Wagmeister has this remembrance.
A beloved country queen, known for her vulnerable and poetic lyrics, like in her classic hit, Jolene. Jolene, Jolene. Dolly Parton's music was as popular as her bold style, composing and performing booming anthems like 9 to 5 that resonated with office workers everywhere. Pour myself a cup of ambition. She ranks among the most successful country recording artists of all time, with nearly 50 albums and more than 25 #1 hits. A superstar who often sang about her humble small-town Tennessee roots. The fourth of 12 children, she started singing hymns in church. Dolly moved to Nashville after high school graduation, aiming for work as a songwriter.
I was just trying to make a living, trying to find what I wanted to do, to have my songs recorded.
The petite singer modeled her signature style after a woman known for her promiscuity in her hometown.
She was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. I was very impressed by the big hair she had, the lipstick and the nails and the high heel shoes.
Dolly got noticed quickly, scoring a recording deal and a regular gig on the Porter Wagner Show. Their collaboration lasted 7 years. She wrote a song about parting ways with Wagner, and it became a smash, first in 1974. And again when Whitney Houston recorded it nearly 2 decades later.
Her version of that was spectacular. I always think of it as being our song.
Dolly said music made her a crossover success.
It was a song that got me everywhere I've ever been.
Working 9 to 5. She wrote the theme to 9 to 5 and landed a lead role in the movie.
And I shot a hole clean through my purse.
Some of her other films include The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas and Steel Magnolias.
Young lady, you've just landed yourself a job.
Her many job titles included author, theme park owner, and philanthropist, from setting up a literacy program for impoverished children to funding research for a COVID vaccine.
Vaccine, vaccine, I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate.
She stayed low-key about her charity work, insisting she saw herself as a musician first.
My music is everything to me, and that is what I grew from.
Dolly said her career was shaped by her family, faith, and ambition.
God first, me second, and I've been able to maneuver and live my life based on that and use my talent to the best of my ability.
Indeed, she did, writing an estimated 3,000 songs and earning countless awards and honors, including a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award and enshrinement in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, an event Dolly dominated, even out-rocking the rock stars in 2022. She released her first rock album at the age of 77 and often collaborated with younger singers. It all helped make Dolly Parton one of America's most beloved artists, with fans and admirers that spanned generations.
Sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore.
Let's check in on our weather headlines, what we can expect through the middle and end of the week. We'll be watching for that thunderstorm chance across mountain locations through the day on Wednesday, with the extreme heat peaking by Thursday and Friday. But good news is cooler weather will arrive as we head into the weekend. Even tonight, under a partly cloudy sky, the humidity stays elevated, so temperatures stay quite warm. Borrego Springs not even dropping below the 80s. Mount Laguna down to 69, and Oceanside 66, Chula Vista 69, and San Diego an overnight low of 71. We'll watch for those storm chances across some of the mountain locations. Otherwise, the heat continues to bake us through the day on Wednesday with high temperatures above the historical average. Borrego Springs triple-digit heat at 112, Mount Laguna 81. You can see the thunderstorm icons. We'll be watching for that through our Wednesday, and then staying a brighter Oceanside down through Chula Vista with temperatures into the low 80s. Across coastal locations, even further inland, it is the extreme heat advisory, but extreme heat warning stretches out across the deserts. And these alerts continue through the end of the week. Notice those go through Friday as this upper high has really continued to bring temperatures near those record territories. And that's also been increasing the risk of heat-related illnesses and bringing a higher than average fire risk. Let's take a look at the coast for the next 5 days. Notice temperatures continue to increase through Friday and then slowly taper off as we head into the weekend, although the humidity stays high. Hottest days further inland are going to be Thursday and Friday, but hey, Sunday's looking better with temperatures back into the upper 80s. There's the thunderstorm chance tomorrow into the mountain locations, and then we stay warm Thursday and Friday and drop off a bit by the weekend. All right, we got that stretch of triple-digit heat over the next 5 days across the deserts. For KPBS News, I'm Ariella Scalise.
From armrest battles to reclining seats and yes, even passengers taking off their shoes and socks, air travel can bring out some strong opinions. Social media is full of flying horror stories about bad manners and disruptive passengers. So what's causing it, and what can you do if you run into one of these quite awkward situations? Here is Michael Yoshida with advice from travel and etiquette experts.
Flying can test anyone's patience, and lately, passenger etiquette is getting a lot of attention. listening to music or watching videos without headphones. We've seen that with adults. We've seen it with kids.
Nick Ewan with the Points Guy says many complaints come down to the same problem, sharing tight space with strangers.
One of our staffers here at the Points Guy, whose laptop got completely destroyed on a flight because someone reclined their chair too quickly.
Attire, too, has been part of the debate. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy even launched an initiative late last year aimed at improving flight civility.
Let's try not to wear slippers and pajamas as we come to the airport.
With so many opinions, experts say a few simple rules can make the trip easier for everyone. Use headphones, give a heads up before reclining, keep your shoes on, put your bag near your row, let the rows ahead deplane first, and when there's a conflict, ask politely instead of demanding.
Just be courteous. You don't want to be elbowing to gain room. If you are trying to work on your laptop, maybe a simple question of like, hey, would you mind if I use up part of this armrest so I can reach my keyboard?
And yes, when it comes to taking off your shoes, etiquette experts say think twice.
It's a non-negotiable for most flights.
Etiquette expert Diane Gottsman says the bottom line is simple. A little courtesy goes a long way.
Consideration and decency from fellow passengers. A smile, a friendly nod. We just want to feel safe, secure, protected, and also enjoy a flight.
I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Have a great evening.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.